Hello and welcome to Music at the Piano. In today's video we're going to go over pages 98 and 99 in the Older Beginner Level 2 textbook by Mayron. I showed this in the last video, but I'll show it again here. In her textbook, she up to this point is going to the staff note B in the treble clef. However, you might be looking at music that is different than what's in her text and need to know some of these other note names, and it's not that hard. It's all thirds if you go line notes and space notes. If you can say the alphabet in skips, A, C, E, G, B, D, F, you're doing well. If you can say it backwards in seconds, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, you're doing even better. So the ledger line below the treble staff and above the bass staff is middle C. The line above that, skip a note, skip a space, skip a key is E. Up another skip is G. Up another skip is B. Up another skip is D. Up another skip is F. And the line above the treble staff is A. And then the space notes spell face. F, up a skip is A. Up a skip is C. Up a skip is E. So here we have a note naming exercise. And you should do this, turn off the video and do the page if you have printed out the page by yourself before you listen to the answers. And I'm going to do my usual cheating. So the treble clef goes around the line that is G. So I'm just looking for all the G's, which would be on the second line from the bottom. There's a G, a G, a G, a G, a G, a G. Those are the only G's. And then usually I go down, so I'll go up this time. Up a second from G is A, which is the space note, F, A, C, E, A. There's 3 A's and another A, lots of A's. There's an A, there's an A, there's an A. Obviously lots of A's because she's trying to teach A and B. And a second above A is B. That's the middle line, B, 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 B. B, 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 B. So that's as far as she's going to go up. So let's go down now. A step below G is F. She's very sparse with the F's. There's an F, there's an F. And the line below F is E. Lots of E's, lots of E's. E, E, E. And then she has at least one D. Space at the below the staff is D. She must feel very confident of your ability to identify D's. So that is that. Now we have a piece called Sounds of September on page 99. It is in the E minor 5-finger pattern. E minor is the relative minor of G major, and so it will have the same F sharp that G major has. The G major scale has an F sharp in it. You go down a minor third or 3 half steps to get the relative minor E, and it will have the same sharp as G, but the notes will be arranged from E to E. This is this structure here is lots of repetition. So you'll notice that this 4 bars is exactly like this 4 bars. And these 2 bars are like that. It ends a little bit differently. And then you have something different here at the end. So you would call this 4 bars section A. This 4 bars would be A prime because it's a little bit different. This is just like A, so we'd call it A again. And this is completely different, so we call it B. The intervals here are E, up a third, down a fifth, up a third, down a second, up a second, down a second, down a second, and down a minor second or half step. The reason I go over the intervals is because reading by intervals in the long run is going to make you a faster sight reader. So it's good to know the names of the notes, but when you're reading advanced music and maybe you have 4 notes that are supposed to be played at the same time, it's going to be faster to see the pattern, which you'll learn to recognize by the intervals. And you'll learn to play more quickly that way than if you have to resort to being able to name all the notes and then take the mental effort to line that up with where they are on the keyboard. So that's the same as this. We won't go over that line again, but here we're back This is a F sharp to E is a major second. That's a whole step, up a third, down a fifth, up a third, down a second. And this is going to be down a minor third because it's 1.5 steps instead of 2 whole steps. This we don't have to do because it was there. Now here to here, F sharp to B is actually a perfect fourth, even though there's an F sharp there. Down a second, down a half step, which is a minor second, up a half step, which is a minor second, down a whole step, which is a major second. That's actually a minor second because there's no black key in between. And then you have the E minor triad. And the best way to play that is to lift your wrist, like you play this, and then you lift your wrist and play all 3 fingers at the same time. The solfege is going to be in the minor, so this will be May instead of being me. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, fa, sol, fa, mi. Did I sing me? I'm going to start that over. I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. 1, ready, go. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, fa, re. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. Sol. All right, this is in 3/4 time, so I'll play it once counting and then once not counting. 1, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 'Once you start on finger 1, there's a finger for every key that you play. So an F sharp would be played with finger 2, all the G's are played with finger 3, all the A's are played with finger 4, and all the B's are played with finger 5. Do use the correct fingering every time you practice it so that you learn it more quickly. If you use random fingering every time you play it, you will not learn it at all, or at least very, very slowly. The other thing I recommend is that because you have this black key to deal with, that you put your second finger on the F sharp where it's comfortable to play, and then drop the rest of your fingers onto the white keys where they naturally fall. In case you haven't seen my other videos, this is a more natural, comfortable, ergonomic, and sustainable way of playing the piano than curling up your all fingers real tight and trying to stay only on the white keys and then having to pop your hand up for the black keys and come back down. And if you practice this versus that, you'll see that there's a lot more tension here, which will translate into muscle tension in your arms, and it will keep you from being able to play advanced music more quickly. This is the best way to play the piano. Your fingers operate as a unit from the metacarpal phalangeal joint, just as if they were doing a task, a regular task with your hands. I'll do it one more time. 1, ready, play. Thank you very much. Have a good day.